One evening from the folds of cliff that line Preseli shores, I saw a birdman weeping, waves lapping at his feet. He wore a starling cloak, richly edged with jay, and round his neck a peacock ruff shimmered in the setting sun. His wattle hat of twig and clay was decked with velvet moss, and as he wept a tide of tears fell purling to the sea. Although I trod lightly, he heard the shingle shift and hopped around to face me, cloak ruffled by the breeze. Despite his brimming eyes, his glance was bright as any bird's, and when he spoke, his lilting voice turned birdsong into speech. You wonder who I am, why I sorrow in this strand. He stroked his feathers into place. They call me the king of the birds, and if this is true, here is my queen, my dearest dove. He raised one hand to gently smooth a bird of flighty wing perched upon his head. And here, my pretty ones, my little loves. He bent and from his pockets drew a score of tiny birds. Sing to me, my pretties. He tossed them in the air. Listen to their song, how sweetly they sing. He wept afresh, and when they heard his grief, the little birds flew back to him, nestling at his neck and breast. I do not lack for company, he spoke between his sobs. Fed by birds and angels, St. Brennick on Carningly had no better friends than I. I know the seasons passing by the gifts they bring. Nest eggs in the springtime, fruit from summer bough, suin from the Tyvee, mackerel from cold seas. In winter they flock down as coverlet from my bed, and all year long their feathering comforts me with soft caress. He paused to stroke with tenderness the birds that clung about his cloak, while his queen billed and cooed beneath his fingers' touch. How many pebbles on this strand? He flung his arms out wide, embracing sea and land, and all the tiny birds flew up, titting in alarm. I weep for every bird whose grave lies at our feet, for every pebble that you see entombs a bird, this shore their cemetery. He crouched and gathered pebbles, cradling each within a palm. See here the black of chough, here the speckled breast of thrush, and these the smallest were the littlest birds that creep beneath a hedge or bush. Here is the quiet brown of dunnock or of wren, here the siskin's green. No pebble is the same, each marks the last passage of a bird. I took a pebble from his hand, then left him mourning still, as flights of homing birds dropped down, squabbling to perch about his cloak, while gulls and ravens gave salute, wheeling and dipping overhead. I turned for one last look, a darkening shore stretched out.